We are now voting on the slate, and there's a motion on the floor that we do it in unanimously for all of them. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Congratulations to our new.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's going to be a great year.
You have fools for officers, but thank you very much. Okay, so that's all of us. Thank you all for coming tonight. All right, so I have a request from our public instruction, right? No. The Insurance Commissioner, David Jones,
Oh, yeah.
is running for Attorney General. He called me personally last night and asked for my endorsement as a delegate, and I said, of course. I've done a little straw poll of all of the progressive folks that we know. Everybody is solidly behind him. He is the most progressive candidate, period. He's running against Becerra, who is not as progressive. So, as your newly elected chair, for, God, 6 years.
Chair? President.
President. No, yeah, we just changed the title. I want to be a chair. No. I want to be a piece of furniture. I'm sorry, I'm a little out of it tonight, kind of sick. But, okay, so Chair would entertain a motion to endorse Dave Jones for Attorney General.
So moved. I interviewed him when he called. He's good.
Yeah, we're delegates, so he's going to call all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you, I'll take you.
Yeah. All right, so is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I record that unanimous endorsement. Just to recap where we are, thus far we've endorsed Doug Applegate in the race against ISA in the 49th. And we've endorsed Dave Jones now. We've endorsed Caesar for school board. That's it so far. And I think that some of these other races that we're looking at, it's probably a little early for us to make an endorsement, governor, US Senate, because there's some other interesting candidates we should probably find out more about before we jump into that. And also there's some merit to holding off until after the February convention, where there'll be endorsements made there, despite our current presumptive chair, Mr. Bauman, who I don't know if you follow the stuff in the internet, but basically has sent a letter to all candidates suggesting that for the name of party unity and lack of divisiveness, that they not request endorsement at the convention.
Well, did you say who said that?
Well, I don't utter his name, I said who it was.
That who we don't speak of?
Yeah.
Do
We
you shall
got
not
45 and Bauman. So basically, there was a lot of reaction against that, including a really good op-ed piece by Hillary Crosby in the Sacramento Bee. They basically,
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing here a little bit. What the hell is our job as delegates?
Right.
Why are we having a convention? Why is it in February? It's to do endorsements in these races, or to not endorse. That's always an option in an endorsement process. So anyway, that's kind of a segue into the
But real
update
quick, but
convention.
to get into that too, is that within that article, what was written was that the chairship, which is held by Eric Bauman right now, that Kevin DeLeon's 36 votes were necessary for Eric Bauman to become chair, and that the reason that Eric Bauman is pushing not to endorse is because
He owes.
Dianne Feinstein, right now the probability is that she would get the endorsement of the California Democratic Party. So he wants no endorsement, giving Kevin DeLeon a chance to be, the top two in the primary election. So it's backroom.
And that's all out in the press.
That's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is all.
Yeah, it's all that was published in the
information.
Sacramento Bee.
We knew that going into it, but
Yeah.
we're inside it. Laurel, congratulations
He's been reelected.
by acclamation.
Oh, thank you so much.
And, a well-deserved round of applause for bringing pizza, which we
Yay.
appreciate.
Beginning of the year, the only time ever you'll get it, so.
No, you bring pizza with you. Anyway, thank you. So, there you go. Yeah, welcome to 2018. So the other thing is,
What about the e-board? We haven't discussed the e-board, how our rules
No.
changes went through.
So, Carrie, would you like to report on our successful activity and result from the e-board meeting in November?
I think I did that at the last meeting.
All right, just,
Was it, we didn't have
you
a
weren't
December
here
meeting.
last time. That's
No?
right.
Okay, my bad.
I'll give him a report later, because he knows the reality.
That's
Okay. For those of you not here, just real quick, what we did,
Oh, sure.
please.
This club was good enough to back a number of rules changes that were proposed by a few of us delegates for the state Democratic Party, and one of them was approved in November. And that is that in order to get an endorsement vote by the party at not for the local area endorsements, but for those that go to that get appealed and have to go for an endorsement at the convention, all candidates now need 60% of the vote in order to get an endorsement, whereas before, incumbents only needed 50%.
Yeah.
And a challenger needed 60%. So we submitted a rules
Lopsided,
change,
yeah.
testified, and the rules committee actually passed.
And demonstrated our asses off.
Demonstrated our asses off. And not
Had the
only
cops
that,
called on us, yeah.
and not only that, the rules committee passed it in spite of Eric Bauman coming in and eyeballing every single one of them, which he appoints critically in the rules committee. They passed it by one vote in spite of that, and also in spite of the next day at the e-board meeting when it had to be ratified by the entire executive board. Eric Bauman tried to pull the entire rules committee report, saying that people didn't have a chance to read it yet. It got ratified easily by the whole floor
Yeah.
of the executive board.
Right.
So
And I
it
think our visibility, our actions, our activity,
had everything to do with it.
Blue Revolution Group.
Yeah.
So also in addition to that was the proposal to eliminate the $5 fee for voters have to pay at the ADEM elections. That's gone. And another proposal by Vincent Castellano that has been put through for a long time to require endorsed candidates to acknowledge that they have read the party platform. Not that they have to agree to it, just to say, I've read it. I mean, other than that, you know, what's the point of
A
us
lot of
going
us
to party?
would prefer they'd have to.
Well, of course we would.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just
Be
go
tested on it.
be a Republican. I mean, any other endorsement, any other group they go to, any other PAC that they go to for an endorsement, they have to sign off that they agree to their values, right?
Yes.
But the Democratic Party has no such requirement? What? So that's what that is. So this is all new for this year, and that's when you see articles in the LA Times or anywhere else referring to the 60% endorsement threshold. That's because of all of you in this room. Thank you very much.
And everybody, thank you, thank you. And we'll get to announcements later, because I want to talk to you
Yes.
about your election. Yeah, there are 3 groups of folks who will be meeting in the next 2 or 3 weeks to figure out what we're gonna do at convention, okay? And we still have 7 more of these rule changes.
Yeah, I got the new one too.
Okay, and we have a new one, so it's gonna be 8 now.
Yeah, let me read the new one real quick. This one is, it's very concise, and it has to do with the executive leadership within our California Democratic Party and how it's not democratic, because all of us, we seem to have a consensus that money needs to get out of politics. Money is what rules the United States of American government. It's what rules the Republican Party. It's what rules the Democratic Party. We just want money out of it. So that is never going to change with elected officials, because actually within our California Democratic Party, it's ruled by money, and it's ruled by the political consultants that are the leadership in our party. So this rules changes: no person obtaining any form of monetary compensation from a lobbyist or political campaign shall hold an executive leadership position in the California Democratic Party. I don't see this becoming retroactive, because then Eric Bauman would be out.
Right.
Well, that would be nice,
And our vice chair, male vice chair, would be out. Those people are political consultants, and everybody knows about Big Pharma and Eric Bauman, and and how Big Pharma's ruling our party.
Between us, we can tell you this has absolutely no chance at all being passed by this group. But we need to bring it up, because every time we bring it up, it moves up a little bit,
Yes, right.
okay? And then even a guy like Gary Shays, the rules
We have to bring it up.
Visibility.
Yeah, and he just said.
Exactly, visibility,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, and he said, he'll say, oh, you know, we've been trying to do this for years. Yeah,
No,
okay,
I remember, they have.
I know.
not this, but on other things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, being around for a while, I know that if we bring up stuff that are especially distasteful to the establishment, we can get other ones that are less distasteful in.
Yes,
easier.
that's, yes,
You raise the bar.
kind of like lesser of evil.
Yeah, they'll go, oh, we don't want that, oh, okay, we'll do that.
That's what he actually said, Gary Shea said that, Diwali. So, okay, so all these, okay, which one do you really want?
Which one do you want the most? Yeah, and I told them to get rid of De Leon and Rendone's and the congressional, who's the congressional person that gets 30?
It's the committee, it's,
Zoe Lofgren.
she's the chair of the
Zoe Lofgren,
committee.
yeah, they're, I said, they're extra 30.
Well, actually, what we heard back, was pushback, is a lot of the members of Congress did not vote. They want to stay out of the, right, for the chair race, for example, so, it's not really 30 there, but it's between the two others, it definitely was, 30, each, that's 60.
36 each.
No, it's not members of Congress, it's
It's
Zoe
who?
Lofgren gets 30 extra
Oh, I thought
appointments.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, congresspersons only get the 6, but it's,
She gets 30 extra
She gets 30
appointments.
additional, oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
thanks for the clarification, okay. All right, then it is
It's the same as Rendon, it's the same as
6,
Taylor.
9.
90, yeah, my God. Anyway, well, they didn't get 90, they only got 62. So, anyway. See, it's working. Okay, so there will be meetings, there's one Sunday, a couple of us are going to in LA. Ron Berenbaum, who ran for the 51st.
51st.
Yeah, and didn't win, but, you know, he's a physician involved with 562, good progressive, and he's pulling some folks together. The other group is being pulled together on MLK weekend. We'll get all this information for those who want to attend out to you. And that is Hans Johnson, who was also instrumental in the Alice campaign. And he's also, I think he's from 51, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's from that real hotbed.
His boyfriend or husband
Yeah.
ran. No, their husband, they're married.
Yeah, they're married, yeah.
His husband ran for the 51st seat.
Luis Lopez. And he came in second to Wendy Carrillo, who was the machine candidate.
And Hans ran for regional director and lost by 2 votes.
Yeah, he lost by 2 votes as regional director for that district, or that region, Regional 11, I think it is. Anyway, so those are 2, and then the third one will be our Blue Revolution. So we will come together and, you know, make signs and do the things we did.
Yeah, we're on demonstration at the convention, that's the purpose
Yeah,
of
there's
that.
absolutely gonna be a demonstration, what time, when, you know, and we want them to call the cops again, please do it, bring it, you know.
And we're specifically staying in that hotel again at the Hilton, just so we can
Extra money.
say, yeah, extra money, so we have our room keys and say we belong
Our
here.
hotel, yes.
Number one, we're members of the California Art Party. Number two, this is our hotel, we're your client. You know, 'cause that's what happened last time, they saw our room keys and were like.
That's why we didn't get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, pure and simple. Also, we were reasonable. Right? Okay, so I mean, the whole idea of having a demonstration, those of you not aware of it, was to call attention to these items and a few other issues. Me Too, we had Me Too signs, which were very popular.
Put you in the brown Jerry Brown, wait,
Yeah.
put you in the ground Jerry Brown.
And then we had Bauman Bucks.
That's my favorite one.
So we were a little irreverent, but the point was, it's an attention grabber, that's the whole point of doing that kind of visibility. It's not to get arrested, it's not to get in fistfights with people.
You could tweet instead.
No, we were outside the rules committee.
I'm kidding.
Chanting
I'm kidding.
as they were voting on this stuff, it worked.
Distraction and attention.
And two of ours got
I'm
passed.
kidding.
It worked.
And
And
here's the
then,
tweet.
and then,
It was like a flash mob. Okay,
a dance kind of thing.
Did you guys, just about a week ago, there was an article in the LA Times about Eric Bauman.
that's what we're talking
That's what we
about.
were discussing earlier, yeah.
Yeah, because he was talking about how, because there was so much dissension, he said no matter what his issue was, or his point was to the reporter was that no matter what I do, they're gonna be
We're
against
sort
me.
of losers,
You know
and we
what?
didn't want him there.
Except for the
Exactly what
sort of
he
loser part, he's absolutely right. That is our job as a loyal opposition, to be in his face constantly. All right? And hopefully maybe he'll resign.
And quite possibly resenting the fact that the election was stolen from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That was
had-
one of our signs too, stolen election, yeah.
And so we're bringing other issues to
Yeah.
draw attention to what we're on.
Yeah, oh, did you
Um,
read the article about the RFK, or you sent that to me?
Yeah, there's actually, one of our group from, I guess the Alice campaign, an attorney named Greg Dunn, right? And a real progressive guy, and unfortunately he's had a stroke, so he cannot testify because they would say, well, you're mentally competent, whatever the term they use, lawyers use, to provide testimony. He actually saw an employee of the law firm, I forget the name right now, but Bauman's personal law firm, directing people that were from the RFK club in San Francisco, they bust in to pack the ballot. So there's evidence, okay?
Yeah, and the thing is, I read, okay, the RFK Club is a lowly Democratic club. Oh, okay, after I read this article, I realized it was not. So the president of RFK Club moved to the south somewhere with his
Virginia.
fiance or something like
Yeah,
that.
Virginia.
And then in that article, I read that how wonderful he was at raising money, and he had like $300,000 he raised for like a Yes We Can Democratic Club in San Francisco.
Somebody turned it
There's
into a
something there.
There's somebody there.
They have 300
We've
grand.
never seen
And,
anything
can you imagine Mark
close to
saying,
that.
in our state account we have 180,000, and our federal we have 120?
That's gonna be his report later on.
What? Yeah.
Do they endorse no on 61?
Did that club? Oh. Yeah.
Well,
Where do you think the money came from?
they were told, RFK Jr. himself said that
They can't use the name,
name.
yeah, they
Yeah.
changed it.
They
Yeah.
don't deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, there's lots of stuff going on, it's gonna be fun. Now, the other thing is, if you can afford it, and please, sign up as a volunteer. So that
I'm
way
in
you
San
can
Diego.
be a part of the demonstration.
That's
Bring
in
your
San
pink
Diego,
shirt.
so not too far.
So basically, I know a couple of you are looking at doing it, I would encourage that.
If we sign up as a volunteer, wouldn't that put us in volunteer-like duties away from the demonstration?
No, he means for our demonstration, not
Oh.
for the California Democratic
Oh.
Party.
Well, actually,
For Blue Revolution.
I meant both, but anyway.
No, but they're gonna have control over them.
Yeah, they're gonna tell us to go somewhere.
Did they do that last time?
They would if we volunteered.
I thought you were volunteering.
No.
No one volunteered last
You
time?
guys had observer passes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just get
yeah.
observer passes.
Yeah, we were given observer passes by,
What were you saying?
What's his name?
Sergio.
Sergio did when we were at Patrick's.
All right, yeah, maybe you don't need to sign up as a volunteer for the convention, you're probably right, that would probably have you, yeah.
There
We
was
could
an
be
email
observers.
out today from the Democratic Party
Yeah.
asking for volunteers.
Yeah.
And it said you work one shift and then that's all you had to work.
All right, fine, so you sign up whenever we're
Oh.
deciding what the demonstration is, I mean, if you wanna do it, I mean,
And
the
then
point
you-
is that you don't have any observer fees or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have another former proxy, who we're gonna get another proxy for you, so, okay, for NATO, okay,
Yeah.
so I've got the form, they have, for some reason, the forms haven't been available to us.
I leave February 4th, we need it before that.
I will, it's one of the,
Yeah, no, I
retired
understand.
individual, I will have time to take care of
Yeah.
it. All right,
If you're in wine country.
who was that?
Nothing wrong with that.
I was doing recruitment. Anyway, so any questions about the convention? Okay, we're planning for it, I think we covered that. So I believe we're now ready to adjourn
Wait,
the,
we didn't do red or blue.
that's the board.
We have it up here on the agenda, dude.
I have on the top of the agenda.
Okay, on the agenda, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, real quick, so what Robeson had put on here is Allison Hartson. She is running for, out of Orange County, for, our, not state senator, for federal.
US, huh?
United States Senator. So she's one of the ones running against Dianne Feinstein, Kevin De Leon, Hildebrand. Is that it?
There's a couple others,
Couple
couple
more?
of Republicans.
So we tried to get, we attempted to get her here tonight. She's right in Orange County, she's right next door.
Yeah, but Feinstein is carrying on.
Yeah,
Yeah, this would be a primary chair.
doesn't mean we're not gonna try to stop her.
Oh, got it.
She does carry on.
And that's what De Leon's doing, he is.
That's right, right.
So our intent was to attempt to get her here tonight, so we'll probably end up getting her at our next meeting.
So
Okay, speak
she
to
is,
us.
her political consultants are Kimberly Ellis and Joe Mancuso, who's her campaign manager. So Kimberly's still around. okay? And trying to get another woman in that seat. We're thinking that De Leon may have some issues with the Me Too problem. Won't go into the details, it's all speculation, but there's some smoke in that area. So he may not be able to survive that. So it would then come down to Feinstein versus another woman. Hildebrand, I don't know Hildebrand. We met him, he doesn't have a lot of charisma, but in my opinion. But anyway, all these folks that we're talking about are, on our side are progressives. So anyway, we'll have more on that later. And we have to also look to interviewing the other candidates in the Orange County districts.
Yeah. Because like one thing I wanted to start up, I commented to Robeson earlier today, was during election years, like peak election years, that we table. And that we reinstate us tabling at the farmer's market over the marina, because we get a lot of folks from Seal Beach, and that's Dana Roy Walker's district. So if we get folks by paraphernalia for the person that we select to support running against Dana, it's
important to get
good exposure right there, because those people,
So
that's where they live.
Can you just do I read the minutes, I did read the minutes, I also read the agenda, but just like a bit of an overview again, because I've been trying to follow it, and I don't know how things are shaping up. For example, with ISA and Applegate, and then the other guy who's running.
Levin.
Levin. Okay, so, can you just talk 25 words or less about that?
Okay, that race, Levin is what we tend to use as like the old guard machine candidate. He's got support from the party.
And who is?
Levin.
Levin is the old guard?
Yes.
Yes, he has all the backing of the old
Of the
guard of the party, of the establishment.
There's another thing I think nobody knows about this yet, and it's not rumor, but it's valid conjecture. We have a friend who works closely with Adam Schiff, okay, and he's got a lot of visibility for the good work he's been doing.
Oh, yeah, listen to this whopper.
So this is kind of an interesting thought or idea, is that the establishment backs Feinstein for re-election. She quits after 2 years. Adam Schiff is appointed.
By Gavin Newsom.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're seeing that Gavin Newsom
Is
becomes
the fix
governor.
in or not?
What happened? Can you repeat that?
All
Yeah.
right, so if Adam Schiff and the establishment folks
Yes,
push for Feinstein,
of course.
they'll faint, F-E-A-I-N-T, toward her, and then she's gonna drop out, because she's 84 years old, come on.
Pacemaker.
And then she's gonna drop out in 2 years, and then Adam Schiff will be in position to be appointed for a special election. I don't know how it's done with the Senate.
Special election if it's that long of a term,
Is that what
appointed
it-
if it's under like a year.
Is that what it is? Okay, all right.
I
that's good.
believe so.
We need to check
There's
into
a
that.
timeline.
Either way, if it's a special election, they'll control how that happens, so.
Yes.
Anyway, that's stinko. I mean, what the hell are all of us here for? you know?
Okay, but overall, we like Adam Schiff, do we not?
We like the things he's been doing, but he is a machine politician, no question about it.
Yeah, but just because a person is a machine politician doesn't mean that they're.
And something like I just described to you is crap. That's stinko. That's
Well,
dirty politics.
But
We're
we don't know,
for
it's
that.
not verified.
Not verified.
I'm just trying, I'm not on that side, I'm just trying to be.
In the
a
meantime, I
reasonable
think
voice
we
here.
applaud Adam Schiff when he does good work. and
That's
of
right.
course,
Exactly. Well, my cousin lives in his district, and she went to talk to him, and my cousin is like us, and she was absolutely taken by him, because he's so together and articulate and knows the issues, and she just said, I'm voting for him.
We could do worse, but the fact is we can do better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You asked the background, that's the background. of
Okay,
the
all right,
government.
so then go to the next one, go to Verbracher.
We don't know.
24 words.
Well, here's the other gig is, with all the other, say, 5 seats that we have the potential of changing, there's like 8, 9 Democrats running
Yeah,
in each one of those. So the one, like the ISA one, we have the 2, we have Levin and Applegate, and Applegate's, our darling.
It's a
But all the
proven
other ones-
candidate.
Yeah, it's from Kennedy.
Exactly.
But then all the other ones, I've heard, not a majority of them, but remember you guys folks, Alan Lowenthal had his gig, great to go listen to those folks speak. And there was the one running against Roy Bacher, what's her name, the architect?
Laura
Yeah.
Crowden.
Oh, and I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
She's talking from our revolution.
Yeah, on Revolution, she was there, remember?
Yeah.
So I've actually spoken to her twice, little
I like
sidebars.
Kirsten.
And I really like her, and then that's who, Red to Blue, I'll put down while we're committee hearing, and we'll see about endorsing her, and then put it down to the club to endorse her. And then we would have her, giving her campaign exposure, tabling over there at Seal Beach. So that, but
Against-
like I said,
against
the other ones,
Robert
there's so many people, yeah.
But yeah, I don't, my view is we shouldn't jump in so fast.
I know,
mean,
it's kinda-
I've heard her and I've asked her questions, and I like what she says about the environment, but she is a one-trick pony.
Yeah, you're right, it's all environment.
And
Green
so
builder.
I wanna hear there are
rest of it,
others, yeah.
There was one other guy, I was hard. That I-
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Is that who it was?
Kirsten.
I don't remember.
Dr. Kirsten.
Yeah, actually, so he's on the agenda, but that's just
Yeah.
a placeholder. But I think in those races, we're gonna have to hear from them. Before we make a decision. Excuse me. Okay, so, anything else?
Wait, is that all the races?
There are other
No.
races, that's all we have.
The races, because there are the other Democrats.
put down-
Yeah,
Royce is
Royce,
so
Royce,
funny.
there's a
Royce is
whole
another
bunch of
seat
people
in
running
Orange
Yeah,
against
his name,
Royce.
Walters.
Royce
Yeah,
is what?
and Ed Roy.
Hold on, one meeting, folks. All right. The question was, the other races, we have not researched the other races yet.
But you put down Thornburg.
I just put that as placeholders. Those are the names I had, so there may be other candidates. So the point is that we will do that. Our objective with Red, Blue, and Yes We Can is to reach out to those races that are closest to us. It makes sense. We can do field and help them win. And we may or may not enter some of these because there's too many candidates or, until after primary. So that's why we don't have the
And we have an earlier primary this year?
No, that's our presidential one.
presidential
Oh, that's
early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Carrie?
So you need time for announcements?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have a question. Are you endorsing for Long Beach races?
Yes, we endorsed Caesar for school board.
That's it so far.
Yeah, that's it for so far. And I had Jared, who's running against Roberto Uringa, call me today.
And he called me too, so he's calling both. Well, no, he would only call Yes We Can because when Cerritos would be in play for endorsement.
No, he's calling delegates.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
we're getting called as delegates.
We're gonna call it delegates.
But then again, the delegates don't endorse at state
Yeah.
level.
No, but we know, we're party
It's
insiders.
county committee that endorses.
Right.
I know, but we're party insiders, that was his whole point, we just know
Yeah.
people. So we get his endorsement, he says, hey, these are people that are party insiders and they're supporting me. So it's
I
kind
will
of,
tell you that I have personally endorsed
yeah, me as well.
Who?
Roberto Arana, primarily because he showed up at your club meeting.
So did the opponent. He was.
Jared?
That's where we met him.
That
Oh,
is
yes.
where we met him
Oh,
then.
okay. All right.
I couldn't remember where I met the guy. Yeah, okay, it was there.
Anyway, it is up in the air. If the club would like to endorse in that race, or want to interview them, we can do that. We have
But
time.
Roberto voted against Kimberly Ellis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so did half the Democrats in the
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't think that's
So
a
we can't
litmus
just
test.
I don't think
discount.
it's a list.
There was a reason for that. It's a political
He's a
reason.
bully.
No, he was
That's-
bullied.
No.
It was actually the
Wait, wait,
reverse is why he supported
Wait,
Eric
wait.
Fallon.
She's talking about other than that, right?
You're talking about Roberto?
Yes.
It's not my experience with him.
Well, anyway, we don't have to do that tonight, but it's worth thinking about what we're gonna do as a club, and what we do individually is a different matter. Okay, any other questions? Yes?
And, well, this is an announcement, the Seal Beach the new Seal Beach Democratic Club is doing training on the van on your phones on Saturday at We Labs in the afternoon.
You're in Long Beach.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought- I
they're,
thought-
yeah.
Training on what?
Well,
On
the
a van.
van, and it's with your cell phones and.
Voter
and-
access network.
Which is, yeah, the voter access network has all the
Voter
registered
access
voters,
network.
yeah.
Who's doing the training?
I don't know who the person
The
is.
Orange County committee?
It's the Seal Beach Democratic Club, and they've been doing this around and they're bringing it this Saturday to
Well, they
the
posted on our
Wheeland.
website, on
Yeah.
our
Yeah, I saw it
Facebook
in the
page.
paper, actually, in the Running
All right, it's
Gazette.
on your agenda, so if you.
Yeah.
But what's it really
Email.
called?
It's on the bottom of the.
No, in the Grinding Gazette.
There was a little, just, on one of the back pages, there was a little thing about it.
So, yeah, they'll be doing more of it, but over time, most of us should probably get that training
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
like a drain yet.
Yeah, well,
Is anybody here willing to go Saturday? Do you have time?
I'm gonna make every effort, but I'm not
I'll try to.
positive. Yeah.
I'll try to.
Yeah, because I think it'd be good to reach out to those
Okay.
folks.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a question?
Yeah.
or
So, what is the status of our voter network, our voter lists, and what are we doing about it?
We have the, what they call Mo, which
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
She has, every time we, yes, we came
She
to a
always
holiday party,
supports.
I would go to her and she'd donate for our silent auction.
Yes.
Friends card, she's
Those
great.
are all of
When are we
them.
gonna do that again?
So, and that's
When
why
are we gonna
she's
get another
really good.
holiday, fundraiser?
So I have
When the
four
vice
if you
president
want one.
charge
coordinates
of
it.
fundraising.
No, I have a new job.
You can only use one.
I had
so
these
I
surgery
have
5
one.
days.
And you're doing well, you're fine, you're compliment Ridley.
Lovely things.
All right, so
I can't just make.
I have another announcement for those of you who worked or know Leonard Barrett. He killed himself day before yesterday, I think.
Well, the body was discovered yesterday.
Ah,
We
okay.
do not know when.
Who is the guy?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the
Oh,
name.
Leonard was very active with the peace movement, also with Occupy,
Occupy.
and filmmaker and artist locally. He lives in Ohio right now, that's where he
He
lives.
lived right down the street.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just want to let people know so you can hear about it, okay? All right, so now we're gonna take a stretch break, and we'll come back and convene in 5 minutes, so get some food. Get wine.
Pizza.
Pizza. Pizza.
Ada, did you say that training is Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.